Hey everybody, welcome to North Fork Hollow. I'm Derek. Thanks for joining us today. So today is a beautiful day. It's nice and cool, low humidity, got a little bit of a breeze going. It's just a beautiful day to be outside and get some stuff done. Today got a bunch of little stuff going on. I actually got to burn the boiler here today. It's probably been about 2 weeks since I burned it last for hot water. Mama, she did have to turn the propane on this morning to make sure she had a hot enough shower. The water's still warm, but so we gotta burn the boiler. We gotta split a little bit of firewood here, just a couple pieces that are left over until we move the splitter over and cut up that oak tree that we drug out last time. I'm not sure how dry the dirt is, if I'm going to be able to work with any of that, but just some little stuff here around the house. So take you guys along and let's see what we can get done. All right, so earlier today, Asher and I went and got a load of firewood with a four-wheeler. So we're going to take the wood and we're going to load it over here into the boiler. So let's go ahead and do that. And actually, we already had some wood laying on the floor, and Asher and I put that in here this morning, so that's why there's a little bit in here already, but let's finish loading it. This one's got a nice big spider crawling around on it. We'll burn him for heat too. So I'll show you guys. This can focus on it. Yeah, it should be all right. So I got a couple different kinds of firewood here today. I'll point out. This is ash. Ash is usually some nice straight grain, nice burning firewood. There's a lot around because the ash trees are dying off from the emerald ash borer. I don't have a whole lot of ash trees on my property, but that was one that we did have, and that died off. So that's what that is. This is aspen. Some people call it quaking aspen because of the way the leaves they'll quake back and forth when the wind blows. Nice white wood. Really, again, straight grain, splits well, but not a whole lot of heat value in aspen. But what I usually do is I'll mix my firewood, different kinds. Then we've got some oak. This was a dead oak tree. It's probably a red oak. I don't have very many red oak on the property, so I'm kind of surprised that is a little reddish like that. But so we just have some oak in there. And this is a piece of birch. I don't know if the different kinds or not. I mean, this isn't white birch or paper birch, but probably a black birch. You can see whether the difference in the bark, but that's birch. And this here is a piece of white oak. This is primarily the oak that we have on our property. But that other piece just looked a little different. Probably was for some red oak. But this is typical what the oak trees that we have on our property. Burns well. A lot of heat value in it. So when I burn, I like to mix the different kinds of woods. So you can see there's all those different kinds of woods, and that was in one pile out there. So when I cut it, when I split it, when I stack it, and then bring it in here, I always try to mix it up and get a different variety of it. So that way I'm not burning all one kind. So I'm not burning a whole bunch of soft aspen or something like that doesn't get a whole lot of heat value in it. I mix it all together, and I can use all the wood that I have here, and it'll burn really well. All right, so we're gonna throw some cardboard in here to help get it going. So get the blower started on the boiler, and then Adam's gonna go ahead and start it. Go ahead, Adam. Good, back up. Close the door. Just leave it like that. Good job. And the next thing we have to do is get this wood stove up into the cart. This wood stove was given to us by a neighbor. I never ended up putting it in the living room. I got a bigger one up there to put in, but I needed to put it in the cart. He'd like it back. We'll try to use it this winter. So see if we can get Mama to help me put this up there.
We're loading this?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You want to pick it up on that side or this side?
I don't know.
Let's go over.
This side?
Maybe. Easy. So I think that was Mama's first time being on camera. So other than just a shot in the background or something like that. So her debut was showing off her big muscles. So good job, Mama. All right, so down here at the fuel tanks, I ordered fuel the other day, a couple days ago. They delivered unleaded gasoline for me. They delivered 125 gallons of non-ethanol fuel, non-ethanol gas, and I asked for 100 gallons of off-road diesel. I had a step ladder propped up against the edge here. I climbed up and down it. Mama, she climbed up and down it. The kids did. I thought it was fine. Evidently, the driver that came said that he couldn't make it work with that step ladder. He only gave me 60 gallons instead of 100. So what I'm doing is I'm putting some 2x4s up along here, making steps so that they can have a more stable ladder to climb up and deliver fuel. So all I got is a pressure treated 2x4. We're going to cut it and screw it in there. So.
Yeah, those are stairs.
So I'm cutting them at 3 foot each, just to make them nice and even. No. So I need to space this out a little bit because of the way the filters and everything are. So I'm just going to put another block on here. Yep, it's.
I have some in my hand too. Daddy, you should.
2 times the one video she was in it. Alright, so hopefully that suits them with the way the ladder is. Next time that I get fuel, I'll probably put another ladder down here too if they want to lean it up against it and climb it that way. But they climbed up on the other tank as a different guy. But so hopefully that'll work for them. All right, so we get just a couple leftover pieces here. They were longer, 24 inches. The last time I cut or split over here, I was cutting 16 inches, so I didn't put them in the truck. So we're just going to get these ones split up, and then we'll go over and cut up that tree over there. Alright, so that last one, that last maple stump was pretty rotted. The tree had broken off and fallen over a year or two ago, and I cut the stump off and we were going to haul some dirt in. So that one there was pretty rotted. The rest of the stuff was pretty decent. There was some wood that was in there from, that was in the dirt that we hauled in. That had just cut offs from a log landing a couple years ago. So there was some oak in there. I think there was a couple pieces of pine and hemlock and stuff like that. But it's good wood. I'll burn it. There's probably 2 weeks worth of burning right there in the wintertime, heat and hot water, so I'm not going to get rid of it, so we'll use it. So let's go over here and see if we can cut on this tree a little bit and split a little bit and see what we can get done. Alright, so that finishes that pile off. Kind of some odd sizes on there with those stumps and pieces and stuff like that, but on top of the wood pile is fine. So I usually try to stack the wood piles about 5 foot high. Some people only stack 4 so they can count 4 better and stuff, but that doesn't really matter to me. So that one's done. Let's go up here and cut some wood. Alright, so the battery died somewhere along in that, but I got it all finished up, all that tree cut and split, loaded in the truck here, so I'll take it down there and stack it some other point. But that's going to be the end of this video. My parents showed up and brought supper along, so we're going to sit and eat with them and enjoy the evening. So, a little bit different video today, again, different from what I normally do. That normally I have a project or one certain thing I'm working on. This is a little bit of this, a little bit of firewood, boiler, loading this, working on this, and that's typically what I'm doing anyway here in North Fork Hollow on a typical day. This is just a little bit of everything. Jump from one project to the next, and that's just how we live here. So anyway, if you've made it all the way to the end, I appreciate that. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll catch you in the next one.